I'm Paul Foxcroft, Dungeon Master of Questing Time. This is episode 5, part 2. What's happened just now? First of all, the players have not had a rest, even though they've talked a lot about having a short rest. What they have done is Rufus has put on a big beard, Phillin turned into a pot-part for a little bit, Claire got very injured and has been a little bit healed, and Richard did an impromptu funeral. Still to come on the show, there's some genuine investigation into the causes of the undead. Not a lot, just some. Firefighting, team building, and of course, one of the players just sort of wandering off for a bit. It's classic D&D. Check it out. So now the couple, the former hostages have been sort of scouting around the church, checking some of the other bodies that are in here. I don't know if I made this clear. There's quite a lot of corpses, or at least parts of corpses in here.
Okay.
The guard is very injured. But Sister Hastings, the priest, approaches the group and is quite injured. Like, I'm sorry to bother you. Thank you so much for rescuing us. I feel like we need to secure the church. It's safe here for now. Anything we can do to make sure it's safe. If those things come back.
Is anything splintered? Is there any like bits of wood with nails sticking out?
Yeah, probably. There's quite a lot of the pews got smashed up in the fight.
Yeah. So I just basically lift up some of the pews that are smashed up with nails sticking out, and I walk over to the big wooden doors.
Yeah. No verbal explanation of what you're doing. You're just like,
no, I'm not going to explain this to anyone. I just hear him say that, and then I just literally start picking up bits of wood, and I use this axe as a hammer, and I just start hammering my plan is at least to hammer bits of wood over the doors to make it like basically.
As you take the basic steps of moving towards the door, what you can see is a far better vantage point of the town. You can see much, much more of Brigstock Park. What you can see in that is what once was a light sprinkling of zombies is now a light sprinkling of inactive corpses. Likewise, in the street outside, you can see it's mostly just dead people lying down as per normal. There's one zombie still milling around in the park. Up to its waist in the lake, but in the main, it looks like almost all of the zombies are down and out.
I just keep walking towards the zombie, axe still in hand. I drop the wood by the door.
We turn to the priest and apologize for our friend.
Yeah, he's trying to help, we think. He doesn't like to say how or why, but he does help.
Just to make that clear, I missed some of that. Hang on for a second. I froze up there for a second. Everyone froze up for me for a second. So what are your actions? Sorry.
I drop the wood and the nails and the splintery bits and just keep walking towards this zombie.
Oh, fair enough. It's a good, conservatively, it's a good 5-minute walk away.
That's fine.
That's fine.
What I'm doing.
Cool. You see the Rough Knight pick up a chair, rip bits off of it, walk up to the door, drop it, and just leave. We'll come back to him in a minute. What are you three doing? One of the other, the guy in sort of a nicer outfit, so a lady in nicer outfit, I should say, Miss Vanderhelm. I was like, where is he going?
He doesn't always say, but he does always help. You want us to secure the building? Is there any, do you have any locks or?
Also, do you want us to put out these fires?
What fires?
Oh, there's a few fires just here and there.
Oh, I think probably dealing with the undead is more relevant.
They seem very sleepy now, but do you want me to go and have a look outside?
The only one who is aware of that is the Rough Knight, who has taken that information with him out to a lake.
I tell you what, I'll go and pop up those steps, and I'll have a little peeps around and see if there's anything that needs doing.
Sure.
So I go after Ruff to have a look so I can get this information that I'm unaware of.
And I'm just going to say to the Reverend, look, your cloak is fireproof, right? And my skin is pretty fireproof. Do you want to roll over some fires? Like the opposite of a snow angel.
And then
Fire angel. And then we put them out by being one. It's fun. We used to do it at home when we were kids.
Right.
That was when people tried to set us on fire.
Well, actually, while you are discussing this, the priest approaches you with a sort of large, slightly rusty hip flask.
Oh, if that's alcohol,
says,
you really need Ruff here.
No. Please take this. We don't have much to offer, but thank you so much for rescuing us. This was it belonged to one of the other priests. I don't think he'd. I think it's appropriate you have it.
Thank you.
It's a decanter of endless water.
Oh wow, it's very useful.
Oh, great. I've got a bottomless pit bag.
Oh, don't put this in there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, keep it separate. Thank you. Do you want the Reverend to do a funeral for your priest friend? He's very good at them.
No, I'm also a priest.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I can tell. Before you continue talking, can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
Do you know why you were attacked?
I don't. I mean, me or the village or
the village. What has happened? Why? What was here before the zombies came?
The town was here. The village, the town. It's a town. Legally, it's a town. It used to be a village. We've been upgraded. That's not relevant.
But still, well done.
Thank you. Yeah, it was just the a couple of days ago that it was a storm. We were in the middle of a service, and the dead rushed in from the graveyard, from outside, from the crypts beneath. Many more than we could, way more than we would have imagined. More than were there. Some of us were killed, some of us were captured, some of us were tortured.
Why were you
all
tortured?
of us were...
What? I'm sorry to interrupt. I know this must be really hard for you, but why do you think
it is? But please keep interjecting.
It's just because I'm a policeman and I'm just trying to get to the root of the issue here. Why were you being tortured? What information did they want from you?
The lead one was the only one that spoke. The rest of them just hurt us for its own sake. Look, and she reveals her arm, lifts up her arm. Her sleeve is tattered, and there is a scarred brand on her arm, which is a sort of skull shape with what looks like a key head coming down from beneath.
Is that the god of murder again?
Nope. That's a skull surrounded by blood drops.
Is it the same as Phillin's tattoo?
Yes.
Okay, great.
As she shows you that, Richard, the Reverend Hardcore feels a sort of tingling sensation on his chest.
Okay, like a kind of heart palpitation.
No, more like a bit of skin irritation, like a slight allergic reaction, I guess.
All right. Okay. Cool. Can I do an investigation check on my chest?
Do you mean look at your chest?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to kind of work. It takes you a little while to work off your armor because are you wearing chainmail?
I can't remember. Yes.
Yeah, you are. I think you are. So you can kind of like you jam the chainmail up and look down, and sure enough, there is a red patch on your chest that has very much similar in appearance to that. I say red, sorry, like a sort of purple, almost like a bruise.
Yeah.
It has a sort of that.
I just want to say to the fancy human, sorry, so one of my friends often just walks off with no explanation. The other one just starts staring at himself under his clothes. But they're really great guys when you get
Briony, you also feel there, centre of your chest, a sort of unpleasant tingling sensation.
So, you know what, there's something weird. I'm just going to look at my chest. There's no way to make that sound normal.
No, you get a little mirror out.
At this point, I come back and then go, "Oh, is everybody having a chest-looking party?" And just start looking at my chest, but I don't know why.
It's normal chest scenarios as far as you are concerned. So yeah, you all of you now have the same kind of. Oh, in your case, in you guys' cases, it's like skin discoloration rather than a tattoo. Okay. Matt's one is far more a tattoo, like it's been deliberately applied. Your one has just happened recently, and it looks like a bruise. But yeah, so where did we get up to in terms of the explanation? Yes, far more undead came up than we could have expected. Not that we were expecting the undead. It was awful. The lead one, the one with the blue eyes. He wanted to know about books. He kept asking us about books.
What books?
Yeah.
We were meant to get books. Remember, our very first quest from Westgate was to go get books from this town.
I don't remember that, but I'm glad that you do. The Selkari was what he referred to.
Sankari. How do you spell that? Sorry.
Do you know
I don't know, but I would guess Selkri.
And do you know the author?
I don't know the book.
Okay. Would you expect it to be a sort of in the Dewey Decimal System? Would you expect it to go S, or
did you get a vibe of what the guy was into, like crime thriller, or romance novel? What did you get a feeling for?
It wasn't clear. They were desperate for information from those books, was what I got. I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, they destroyed a town, so I can't imagine that it's good.
Team meeting.
Okay.
I'll go.
Okay.
It's the rudest thing you could have done. Meanwhile,
sorry.
Out in Brickstock Park, the whistling. The jovial whistling of the rough night continues as you approach the little pond known as Markmere. Prizes if you get that reference, chat. And sure enough, there is a zombie milling around in it. It sees you and starts reaching its arms out. You'll notice a distinct lack of blue light in its eyes, and it looks, if anything, like the last time you saw these zombies. It felt like they were a little more focused. This feels like, I don't know, kind of like bargain basement, first encounter Resident Evil level stupid zombie.
Right.
There's less intent here than there was.
Does it see me coming?
Yeah, it's trying to get to you, but it's having. It's not. If you to look at it, you'd guess it's stuck on something in the lake underneath the water, and it doesn't have the wherewithal to get itself free.
Fine. I'm just going to literally run at it and smash it in the head with my axe.
Sure. Make an attack roll. You can have advantage because this thing is stuck.
Okay. Oh, I just rolled 2 18s. And is it against my strength?
Yeah, and your strength modifier and your proficiency modifier to that, yes.
Okay, lovely. So that's a
20...
we should roll.
My apologies. We should roll initiative first. We'll keep that attack because what was that? So you've got 20.
So 23 all told. Well, actually, I don't know. So hang on. Let me just check. I've got proficiency. With all martial weapons. So I'm assuming the great axe is a martial weapon.
Yeah.
So yeah, 23. And then you want me to roll for.
I would like you to roll your damage, which is 1d8 plus 3.
1d8. Here we go. Plus 3. That is 9.
9. That's a hit. That is 9 damage. You slam this. It's battle axe, not great axe. I should point out. Slam this battle axe into the zombie's arm with a sort of wet, sucky wet noise. It just slices through the zombie's arm as if it was butter that contained bones. And its left arm just falls off and floats away in the pond. Let's roll initiative, for which you have advantage.
Lovely. 12.
All right, but you roll 2 and kept the best one, yeah?
Yeah. I got a 12 and an 11.
Okay, fair enough. The zombie is currently playing around on 3, so go wild.
Okay, so second attack.
Yeah.
Any advantage on this, bearing in mind I've just cut its arm off?
Not on this one, I'm afraid.
Just checking. 21.
That's a hit. Where were these rolls last session?
I know, tell me about it. And now for the damage?
Yep.
3.
3, okay, fair enough. Well, you try and swing past the zombie, but it's tripping and flailing around all over the place. What actually happens is you should sort of poke it in the face with the blunt top part of the axe. And it reels backwards slightly, swings wildly for you with its left arm, but misses, unless your armor class is less than 5.
It's not.
In which case, another attack, please.
Oh, not good. 10.
10. I think that's a hit. Is that 10 in total?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's your axe. You swing it, and your axe gets stuck in this mess of flesh and bone in its shoulder, but you don't get any sense that it's done damage. You pull it free, but that takes an action. The zombie swings at you again and misses wildly.
Okay. Oh Christ, 9. I can only assume it's supposed to do with the water.
you would hope. I presume you start shouting this as sort of internal commentary for yourself.
Yeah, I'm like, fucking hell.
And do me a favour, make a perception check, please.
Okay.
Disadvantage. Now I think about it, because you're very much focusing on you're focusing on your fellow combatant.
Okay.
Also, if you refresh your character sheet online, you'll find a new item has been added to it.
Oh, very good.
Doing that in the background while we deal with everybody.
Fine. At disadvantage, it's 13.
Okay. Cool, fair enough. No, you're still very much focusing on the zombie that is attempting to. Ooh! The zombie that is now successfully biting you on the arm. As it grabs your axe arm, you swing past it. It grabs your axe arm with its one good hand, pulls you towards it for a meager 3 damage as it gnaws on your wrist a little bit. And this fight continues. You splashing around in a big pond trying to kill a dead thing, and it very very lightly gnawing on you. Meanwhile, team meeting was just called.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go and explore and find where the Rough Knight is, or are you happy to exclude him from this?
We should go help Ruff, but before we do, I just want to make it
you
clear.
can faintly. You're on the wind. You can faintly hear like, fuck it! Son of a you wet bastard! You.
It's upsetting when the DM plays your character better than you, isn't it?
I wouldn't know.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just say, you know what? Let's put a pin in the team meeting.
Tim meeting looks up and just scarpers away.
We need to go help Ruff. He's probably got drunk again, or something like that.
Okay, this is probably our shortest team meeting. Is there any other business?
No, I don't think we need to go into the agenda for this. I think we should just, move with urgency.
Okay, I just do want to. We haven't even said present.
Well, okay. Do we need to do that?
Phillin, you present?
I only mentally. I feel very weak and would have liked to rest to get my hit points back up. But hell, let's go into the unknown.
Okay. Can we take the gnome with us? Because I'd love to reunite him with his wife.
I would also love that. Your wife is very fond of us, Mr. Gnome. I think
is he still unconscious?
No, he's up, but he's badly injured.
Okay.
Like he's slick with his own blood. He's got open wounds. Like he's very, like one of his legs is broken.
Okay, yeah, let's take him towards a fight.
Should we move this gnome?
Yeah, let's take him with us on the way to the tailors. We'll deal with help Ruff and take him to the tailors.
I've learned one thing about getting injured and then fighting. The adrenaline will take care of all the problems once you get into it. I, for example, jumped off a roof and slipped down a sewer just earlier, and I was fine.
Great. Can I just remind everyone that the meeting should be over by now, and then can we leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I carry the gnome.
I go to the priests and tell them, you should be all right. Shut the doors behind you. Put the kettle on. Have a lovely evening.
Right. Thank you. Is there a reason we can see your penis?
I didn't want to mention it, but if you want to talk about it, I lost my trousers earlier, and by lost, took them off myself, and I got excited and forgot to put them back on. And I've not found any other trousers, and I've got quite used to it. That's my penis you can hear.
just drinking from a cup like Mork. Sure. While you're saying that, the deputy mayor, Miss Vanderhelm, is like, okay, and just drags some of the trousers off half of a corpse and hands you them.
They look quite restrictive, but you know what? When in Rome,
actually, you're a halfling, and these are sized for a human man.
Okay.
So if anything, these are billowing trousers.
I put them on.
They're like dresses for each leg.
I put them on, realize they're too long, so I go to make cut-offs, but I cut them too far up and just end up with a skirt that just exposes me as badly.
Sure. All right.
And then I wink I do my casual thing that I do I go.
She hasn't seen this. She's gone off to the front door to have a look outside while you're finishing up this meeting, and shouts back, "Come and meet me in the town hall. It looks like you guys might have solved this. There'll be a reward in this for you." And she scurries out into the town. Whereas the three of you approach the front door, you see ahead of you the open span of Brigstock Park, the reeds off to the side, Mercer's way ahead of you in the town square with the collapsed statue, the fire burning heartily in Mangadello's from where you set it. And then, excuse me, you also see Ruff in a quite churned up pond. Now, just with a zombie in a one-armed zombie in a headlock, just punching it repeatedly in the head, over and over again, while screaming just the most profanity you've ever seen. And unbeknownst to him, is a small crowd of onlookers are watching this at a distance. Townsfolk have realised it's safe out and are now watching a dwarf just go apeshit in a pond.
Is he fighting or trying to make a fountain?
It's hard to tell at this range. Are you guys running over to Ruff?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll run over.
Well, we're going to carefully because we're carrying a gnome now. We don't want to hurt him.
No, very carefully.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair. So, well, two of you run over. One of you carefully makes their way over, carrying an injured gnome. But Reverend Hardcore, cloak flapping in the breeze, looking all cool, and Phillin, Wang in the breeze, looking like a civil disturbance,
but always smiling, always smiling. Whilst we're walking over,
such a weird description of your penis.
yeah. It gurgles and smiles like a normal penis.
Yes. Meanwhile, Ruff, just as these guys arrive, you physically just pull the head off of this zombie, and then with one hand in its mouth, tear its jaw off and throw it away. And then drenched in blackened blood, look up and see a crowd of terrified villagers staring at you from a room. Are you close enough for what?
to see this?
Yeah.
Andy Dufresne, no!
I look at the villagers and I look at their faces and I just absolutely burst out laughing. Like proper full-blooded, looking at their faces, just absolutely lose it. And like drop down to my knees in the water and I'm just smiling I've never found anything as funny as I find this moment.
I start clapping and I encourage the others to clap and go,
Briony,
it's theatre.
Briony, make a persuasion roll. It's theatre. That's an insane lie.
Meanwhile,
also, why would you? I don't know why you're saying that, but sure. Make a persuasion roll when you start clapping.
Meanwhile, I just find laughter contagious, so I lose my shit as well. I'm just laughing with him.
Do you also get into the pond?
Sorry?
22. Briony.
I'll get in the pond. I just sort of amble up beside him and just like,
This turns into a full-throated cheer and round of applause from the few assembled villagers who've staggered out of their houses, terrified after 3 days or 4 days of being trapped inside because of all the zombies outside, just applauding. Some of them look confused. A couple of them look horrified. One of them is vomiting. But it starts to dawn on the villagers that what was once streets rife with the undead are now the simple, relaxing sight of a town full of corpses. Apparently some people running around just tearing them apart with their bare hands.
I look at the villagers in their various states of bemusement and fear and whatever, and through my laughter, this is what I say. Bad things will happen. Bad things will happen to you. But bad things aren't happening here now because of us. So if ever there was a time to take yourself away, set yourself down, and treat yourself to a strong drink, this is that time. And I'm still laughing at the end of that. This is that time.
It sets me off again.
Sure.
He's funny, this one.
Jack is really trying to understand the narrative of the theatre piece that is happening and struggling.
While you have the attention of the crowd, is there anything any of you would like to say to a reasonable slice of this village's population?
If you like the show, please put some money in the bucket. We have a bottomless bag and would happily accept donations. If you do have any pieces of a dead body, if you could drop them in the sewer for the Mushroom Man. Thanks for appreciating art in a difficult time.
Look, like you have the crowd right up until. Also, if you have any body parts, please put them in the sewer for the Mushroom Man. Because no one in the town has any comprehension of what that means.
I realise they look confused, so I go up to the nearest one and go, "Do you know the Mushroom Man?"
I should point out, when you say you go up to the nearest one, what happens is a half-naked, drenched halfling walks up out of the pond, like Ursula Anders in that Bond film, and just slowly approaches, over a distance of around 50 feet, slowly approaches a middle-aged lady and just goes, "Do you know the Mushroom Man?" Having spent, I would say, a good minute laughing out loud willfully. Make an intimidation. What do you want from this?
I just want to put them at ease.
Make a persuasion roll to put them at ease by saying cryptic things.
It's not bad. With +3, it's 18 with +3.
Okay, weirdly, the crowd is calmed by the threat of a figure known as the Mushroom Man. As you carve a fresh bogeyman-style legend out of thin air, you somehow charm the crowd. They're into this.
Can I go full into this?
Chunk of the village. You absolutely can.
Can I try and make a tradition? So now I've got that here. I want to say, I know it's been scary seeing your friends and loved ones rising up and tearing your other friends and loved ones' face off. But I promise you, if you have a dead body and you want nice things to happen, put it down a manhole for your friendly neighborhood mushroom man. And then I just bow.
We all bow.
Yeah.
I do not bow.
I dip my head.
Okay.
I look at the Reverend and say,
loose change wise, about 16 silver pieces are variously thrown at you from the crowd, which isn't bad considering the current economic status of the town.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, having just concluded your first impromptu performance, I think this is now a reasonable time to take a quick 5-minute interval. Audience, if you're watching, please tweet about the show. Also, I'm going to put this in the chat because I've remembered it's a thing. For this week and this week only. No, I'll do it at the end. I'll do it at the end because it'll take focus away. But 5-minute interval. We're starting now. I'm back in 5 minutes. All hail King Rob.
All hail King
Rob.
Why would I drink from my tea at that point? We're back. Welcome back, friends. He takes another drink. It's so hot. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you had a nice interval. I know I did. And so we return to the town of Ravensholm, where the party has just put on an impromptu Artaud-style theatre piece in a pond. What a deep theatrical reference that was to an audience I suspect will not follow it. So yes, you're in this pond. Or some of you are in the pond, some of you just screaming at a crowd, trying to gather money from the people you've saved for a theatre performance. It's classic D&D, friends. When to the north, into the town proper, you hear a loud boom. Deep bass tones, the floor shakes briefly, and a plume of flame rises up behind the buildings in front of you, rapidly giving way to a torrent of thick, greasy black smoke.
Uh-oh.
I should point out, not the only torrent of smoke in the town. There are still quite a lot of fires, some of which you have set. Although I should point out now, certainly outside of Manganello's, you can see some of the townsfolk running with buckets of water, helping to put out the flames in the restaurant.
We've got endless water. We were given it. We should go help.
I know.
We should go help put out whatever that thing was.
Rather than the fires we caused.
Shut up, Mr. Hardcastle.
I'm just saying, I'm driven by justice.
I whisper to Hardcore, quit while you're ahead. Do we know where sorry, I know that you said it was like from directly north. Do we know which building that was?
You can't. There's buildings between you and it, so you couldn't tell exactly. It'll be easy enough to zero in on because it has what is effectively a massive GPS torrent of smoke above it. But you can't make a survival check, Richard. Rob, can we throw the map up for a second?
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, the Joe Manganello's favourite. No, I did this. So if you can see on the map, there is you're literally in the pond called Markmere. You're in Markmere.
Hi, Mark.
And it is hang on a second. I've lost my map. It is roughly due north from your position. And what you got a dirty 20. You reckon it is it's probably in the block just behind Minsken Boulevard.
Okay, cool.
Which, by the way, if you're watching in the stream, I'm very pleased with that pun. Very pleased.
Okay, cool.
Guys, how is everyone's health at the moment, by the way? Because I'm on 2.
I'm on 4, and I've got a bleeding gnome.
If we can get to the end of the day, then we can have a long rest.
You can take a long rest whenever, but
well, maybe we should get the gnome to his wife and
have a long rest, and then go look at this boom.
The Briony, the gnome is. How are you carrying the gnome?
Gently.
Cradling.
Great, but in like what? Like a baby?
Like a sitar.
That doesn't help me.
I don't know why it doesn't. I'm holding him like a sitar.
Yeah, come on, Paul.
Okay, good. Sure. Like, okay, so is it like a baby?
Like a double bass.
Does the gnome have what? That you rest that on the floor. Is the gnome's head over your shoulder?
Yeah.
Right. So he doesn't see that.
Burp him. Use your action to burp him.
Actually, let me make a perception check on behalf of the gnome. Yeah. Okay. Cool. The gnome in your ear whispers. It's quiet. But he whispers, "The book. The book is. The book's at the herbalism shop."
Oh crap! Sorry,
Guys,
I didn't hear that.
The gnome says, "Can I whisper to you, because I don't want anyone else to hear this and think it's part of the performance."
Oh, the audience has started to move away, practically towards the direction of the explosions.
The book that people were after is in the herbalist shop.
Well, the herbalist shop is due north of here, directly behind Minskins Boulevard, which is where that plume of smoke is coming from.
Are you sure it is?
You are. Thanks for the follows.
Then yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, it is Largo's herbalism. Then we should probably go that way.
So yeah, that's probably the most urgent thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we also do have to collect our reward from the town hall, but that can probably
priorities,
wait.
Reverend. Priorities.
I know. I just, they said they would give us money, and I think it is our right to claim that money.
Yeah.
I would like to go to the herbalist shop because I think they might have something that would heal my bleeding wounds. So, just saying, guys, money later.
Let me just bear with me 1 second. You have 17 bleeding wounds.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a third of a Caesar.
3 of us, Jan, me and Phillins, the gnome, me and Phillins all need healing. But I think this is urgent. We gotta go.
Okay, cool. I am persuaded.
Well, let's get trotting.
On the way, Paul.
Yes.
Sorry, go on. I was on the way. Can I just? Because you said I have a stealthy cloak, so can I just have a look at that as while we're moving towards the second place?
Yep, it's a cloak of elven kind. So what it does is, as long as you put the hood up, which is an action, it makes, from memory, it makes perception checks to spot you. People make them at disadvantage, and I believe it gives you advantage on stealth checks while you have it up. So for your case, it would just give you regular stealth checks because you would usually make them at disadvantage because you're wearing heavy armor. Also, though, however, what is interesting about it is it's got a sort of like leaf pattern woven into the outside, but it also that shifts and changes based on what the environment you're in. What it does have on the inside is a crest stitched into it on an old-fashioned heater-style shield. And it's a crest which is 7 suns on a sort of amber background, which you recognise because you're from Westgate, which is the crest of the Bleth family, one of the ruling families of that town. Can I just really commend the chat for the banana comments and Matt for eating a banana live on the stream again?
You're right there.
But yeah.
It's a great thing to have while exposition is going on.
Yeah, it really is.
Like the cloak.
So this cloak has the iconography of the Bleth family, who are a local. They're a mercantile. They're a noble family of merchants with a bit of a shady past from Westgate. But I think the current Lord of Westgate is 1 second. Damikar Bleth. He's the guy who owns the city or rules the city you just came from.
Oh, I know them. They all have to live together
That's plot.
Yeah. I say I know them. They all live together in some kind of arrested development. The Bleth family.
Oh god. So you make your way through the north side of Brigstock Park and along Penny Arcade to Minsken Boulevard, where you see ahead of you there is the tool shed, the general store, and behind it there's a side street, and behind it into this there's another boom, another gout of flame juts out into the side street, and sure enough you can see it's the herbalists, and it is ablaze. It's 2-story flaming goodness. You can hear cracking and smashing from inside. What would you like to do?
I want to use the water, the endless water, to spray it like a hose.
Great. And for the first time in a game that I have DM'd, an appropriate use of the decanter of endless water. That doesn't always happen. You just Briony should know because you have played in these games before.
Yes, I have previously used it for not that purpose.
You have not. In fact, I had to, for reasons I won't go into, I had to cut together clips from previous shows we've done. And there is a great show from Edinburgh, which is you, Pianovelli, and Abigalia, using a decanter of endless water to tidy a flat.
Well, now we're tidying the apothecary.
Yes, Adam Larter in chat has just said the herbalists are ablaze. I told you the zombies were stoners. To which he makes a very good point. Can you all make Constitution saves, please?
Oh.
Rufus, you have advantage.
12.
Also 12.
17.
11.
And Rufus? 11 with advantage.
Yeah, with advantage.
No. Wow.
Yeah.
Richard, you are fine.
But I also have thingy against poison.
Yeah, that's why you had advantage.
Yeah,
I
fine. Okay.
I didn't add my +3, so it's 15.
Matt, you are fine. Briony. Or Rufus. Let's do Rufus first. Rufus, you are. You look into the flames. The smoke wafts over you. A fragrance in it that you are familiar with. It hits you like a truck. And it does. It smells like a lush shop, but a lush shop that's on fire. Hits you like a truck, and in the flames, you see demonic faces. You see visions of your past in the flames. You literally see an image of you being dismissed from your job in shame and having your name torn away from you. And the horror of this, the horror of your existence overwhelms you. You are now frightened. You have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls, and you must use your skills, your turns, to move away from the... You cannot move nearer to the source of your fear.
Right, okay.
This fire is a vision of terror for you. Briony! You are... Hang on a second. You inhale something and are... Where is it? I keep going past it. Poisoned! You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks and have become quite bilious. Would you make a strength check at disadvantage to not drop the gnome while you attempt to not vomit?
Oh dear. A what check?
Strength.
Strength is here. Plus 6. 14.
No. Under no circumstances is your strength plus. You have the potion of giant strength. You have a potion of giant strength currently. That should have worn off, so this will be the last iteration of that.
I'm just reading it off the sheet. It says plus 6, so I've got 14.
14. You hold onto the dwarf and simply vomit onto him. I mean no. I think he was the dwarf in draft 1. I'm sorry.
Jan, I'm so sorry.
Meanwhile, what are the rest of you doing?
I will make a perception check to see if there's anything, like just anything going on in the fire, how big it is, if there's any way we can get into the building or anything like that, or is it absolutely roasting?
Make a perception check.
We're near a tool shop as well, if anyone wants to grab some tools.
17.
17. Yeah, you can see, like, you could make your way in. The fire isn't like entirely engulfing the buildings. But what's happening is there are periodic huge bursts of flame as various reagents go up.
Are they in a rhythm, like, say, a Mario game, so I could learn the pattern?
Not one that you can discern. What you can see is you can see something moving on the upper floors. There's something in there, but you can't make out what it is.
Guys, there's something in there on the upper floors, I have noticed. I think we need to get that fire under control and get in there. Also,
I'm not going anywhere near that place.
Okay.
Ruff, are you okay?
You deal with it. I'm staying here. In fact, I'm actually going to go slightly over there.
Okay.
That is not like Ruff. Does anyone have any alcohol?
I don't. I might have a bit of embalming fluid left, but
you don't.
Damn, no, I'm out. I'm actually out.
I've still got a second flask of methylated spirit, so when I go over there, I immediately crack it open.
Sure.
Paul, how well is Briony's water hose working on the fire?
She hasn't actually used it yet. There are 3 settings, which means you can have either fresh or salt water pouring out of the flask. You can say stream to produce 1 gallon of water per turn. You can say fountain to produce 5 gallons of water, or geyser to produce 30 gallons of water that gushes out like a geyser, 30 feet long and 1 foot wide.
Geyser.
Excellent. Hey friends, thanks for watching. That was part 2 of episode 5. Part 3 will be up in the next couple of days. If you've enjoyed the show, please like and subscribe. If you want to buy merch, you can. Link in the description. We have stuff. In the real world, we are rapidly approaching the 1st anniversary of us doing the show. So keep an eye out on the channel for an announcement for what we're doing for our big anniversary weekend. I think that's everything. See you in part 3.